Yes, peace, 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 everyone out there. I should be live right now and good to go. This is Sam Ant, CEO, Push Up with Sam Ant, and Viral Hip Hop News. Peace to everyone coming in the chat room as y'all come along. Yeah, I wanted to come on here all day and kind of get vibe with y'all. Peace to everyone coming in right now. Make sure y'all drop y'all area codes. Because as I go through my 1-2, I want to give you guys in your areas a shout out and some love. But yeah, man, today was Monday. It was the start of the work week. It was a great work week. Got out my bro, oh God. Shot our normal Monday episode of the podcast. Got a great workout in this morning. Jumped on live. Jumped on Viral Hip Hop News earlier today and got that popping. I'll be answering all questions real soon. Vegas, stand up. What's up? Rocco, what up? Let me see what you're saying. Questions about your clothing. Are you doing your merch here? I can definitely do some merch here. I have the Viral Hip Hop News hats. The link for that should be in the description box now. If it's not, I'll make sure I get that to you guys. And I also have official Viral Hip Hop News gear in the Viral Hip Hop News official YouTube channel, and I'll get that over there as well. So shout out to everybody. Shout out to everyone coming in the chat room right now. What I'm going to do is real quick, before I really get started on my 1-2, because I have a lot to say and I'm looking forward to sharing with y'all tonight. I've been wanting to get on here all day, but like I said, I've been busy. It's the beginning of the work week, so I'll let people come in real quick. Make sure you hit that like button, and then I'll get started real quick and knock this on out. Sam and live. All right. So let's talk today about being complacent and getting comfortable. Now, a lot of us, especially when we get a little success, get a little money in our pocket, you know what I mean? Get a little bit of a financial gain, we often get comfortable. And I'll use myself, as I always do, as testimony and a prime example of that. Started this channel a little while ago, probably a little over a year ago now. Started doing some commentary on Hip Hop News Uncensored with my bro, oh God. Started assisting him, answering questions and doing commentary on hip hop and the culture, and began to gain popularity in that, and decided that I should take it upon myself to start my own hip hop channel, being as though I was in the music industry, being as though I was real in tune and keen with what was going on in hip hop and music culture. Why not start a channel kind of under the tutelage of my cousin business partner, oh God? So I got that started, and I learned and became a student, and I gained success out of it, and gained pretty fast success out of it. And within 90 days, I had probably a little over 5,000 subscribers. The page was already monetized, meaning that I was gaining finance from the channel already. I went from gaining monetization in August 2017 to being able to quit my job in December 2017 and starting my own business, my own media department, from the financial success that I gained from YouTube and Viral Hip Hop News. It was a life-changing and life-altering kind of experience for me to do so. And it opened doors for me like no other, and really just kind of opened up my confidence and made me believe, and made me have the confirmation that I can do anything out here I want to do. Very, very exciting time, especially being the number one and number two punch in hip hop media as it stands. The brand standard when it comes to hip hop news, my cousin Hip Hop News Uncensored and myself being 1-2 combination on any given day. You guys seeing one of our videos and that video going viral. It's an awesome thing. Awesome, awesome thing. But what I did was, and the biggest mistake that I made is I forgot what brought me to this point. See, I built this incredible platform. I built this incredible brand, but I forgot about the brands that got me to that point, i.e. your Push Up with Sam Ant, a very, very important platform that I started, the very first platform that I started, a platform that I say here, I've said it in the past, I'll say it again, my most important platform that I have on YouTube, the 5 or 6 platforms that I do run and the content creator of, this is my most important one because of what I'm doing and the message that I'm sending. as far as positive reinforcement, your food history, personal workouts. This is getting my people, the subscribers, and myself correct and together, mind, body, and soul. It's a very spiritual, very powerful thing that I like doing over here. And like I said, it's my most important work in my personal opinion. So for me, neglecting that, it's almost like the universe told me, listen, I have to give you kind of some clues to wake you up and realize that you are in a certain level, in a certain comfort zone, and you got to get up out of that, man. You got to get out of your comfort zone. You got to get out of thinking that because you're beginning to gain some success early on in the hip hop game, that you don't have to continue to build, continue to get better, to continue to grow. I did the post podcast earlier. Shout out to my brother Ogad. Like I said numerous times on here over at Hip Hop News Uncensored. And we spoke on our post podcast a little bit about, excuse me, work ethic and just putting in work in your product and making sure that you keep your brand standard correct. And we started getting a little bit into our history and the area in which we do our podcast and where we kind of give our commentary is very historical and has very cultural significance and meaning to us. So when we go out there, we're in remembrance of our grandfather, who, like I said numerous times, I've met my grandfather was in the humble, was able, excuse me, to be in his presence in his late 60s, early 70s, and he died when he was 96. And I watched that man in my 20 some odd years of living with him do godlike things. And it's amazing to me that I've seen him do godlike things on the tail end of his life. I can only imagine the amazing things he did prior to that and seeing the things that he's seen and going through the things that he went through. But he set an incredible example, even in having a stroke. And later on in his 70s, I watched this man take an entire porch and rebuild it and remodel it and turn it into an outside deck with one hand, that being his left hand, with him being right hand dominant. I watched him do this. I watched him create his own workout system to where he built himself up and built strength, because my grandfather was the alpha male, the alpha provider. He had a garden. He made sure that his family was well fed and well maintained. I never seen my grandfather ever have a boss. He was a sharpshooter in World War II, worked in the Bureau of Engraving and Printing in Washington, D.C. When I talk about a boss, I mean, like I said, you see my grandfather in a dictionary. So incredible examples that were set for Ogad and I. So when we put our work ethic into what we do, we always make sure that it's the best and make sure that we give proper example to the people that set the road for us to do what we do. That being said, the worst mistake that I made, the absolute worst mistake that I made, was I got comfortable in thinking that this couldn't be taken away. I got comfortable in thinking that this was the only need and the only service that I had to put focus on and pay attention to because of the quote unquote numbers and subscribers. Now, Ogad and I talk all the time, and as great as the numbers are and as great as the subscribers are to see and watch them build, they're absolutely not everything. You could have a platform that has 200-300 subscribers go absolutely viral and do numbers, and you can have a platform that has hundreds of thousands of subscribers that don't do numbers that equate to their subscriber count, and that's because they don't remain consistent with the content. They don't remain consistent in the quality in which they provide their subscribers. See, when you get subscribers to subscribe to your channel, they subscribe on the strength of you getting them to draw them in a certain way or certain shape or certain form, whether they like you, whether they hate you, whether they come on here to troll you, whether they come on here to cheer you, whether they come on here to kind of figure out what it is that they are drawn to you about. You have a responsibility to give them quality content at all time. If they see that lack, they fall off and vice versa. And that's why it's an incredible gauge to be able to see, okay, this is what I'm doing on the level that I'm doing it on. And people are starting to begin an appreciation for it. It's dope. But you cannot get comfortable out here. Cannot get comfortable out here. My man, motivational speaker, I don't know if a lot of you heard of him, named Bob Proctor. He goes and talks about how getting in your comfort zone is almost one of the worst things a human being can do. They get a job and they start making a little financial gain or financial success that they may have never seen before. And because of that, their ceiling stops there. and they automatically think, okay, this is the only level that I can attain to. This is the only place that I can get to. I'm cool with just chilling here and being there. But then you find yourself, you know what I mean? You find yourself almost accepting complacency. You know what I mean? And what I mean by that is you're cool with just allowing yourself just to get by on your bills. You're cool with allowing yourself just to have the car that your credit allows you to have, so to speak, or you're not really able to be able to go on vacation because your boss tells you to. You kind of concede to these notions that because you may have a couple extra dollars to go to a movie or two, that you are supposed to accept what this world gives you, and you don't have to accept anything. You know what I mean? You don't have to accept anything that this world gives you. You have the absolute ability and power to do whatever it is you aspire and attain to do. But you have to be consistent, steadfast, determined, and have the will and faith to knock anything out, any obstacle in your way. And I think the universe was really trying to open my eyes. Like I said, I give testimony in my personal life to try to teach and learn on this platform. But I think that it was the lesson that the universe was trying to teach me in letting me know that as much success as I was gaining on viral hip hop news, merchandise, notoriety, et cetera, that my real calling and the real blessings were underneath this, and I had to continue to build. I had to continue to grow. I had to continue to learn. I had to continue to get better. And I ignored that message a lot. I ignored it numerous times. I seen the writing on the wall a couple of times. I looked at the channel, and it wasn't like I wasn't working out. And that's the wild thing, because I was working out heavy. I got into a real intense boxing regiment with my man Dan Carey, excuse me. We did a real dynamic interview with him on Viral Hip Hop News Uncensored, the Uncensored Truth podcast. That, for those of you who don't know, let me throw a quick plug in there real quick. You can watch exclusively on YouTube on Hip Hop News Uncensored, Viral Hip Hop News, or the Uncensored Truth podcast. Or if you have iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, an Android, whatever kind of cell phone you may have, you can grab us on any of those online outlets and listen to the full Uncensored podcast and really just get a real dope perspective on hip hop culture, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But like I said, I got really and extremely comfortable in the numbers, and I was getting the signs left and right. And it wasn't until I got the ultimate sign, and something which I perceived at the time being very tragic happening to me, in order for my eyes to really open and see, okay, I understand now. Let me humble myself. I understand what I need to do. I need to get back to my roots. I need to get back to not only getting on here and giving my testimony and maybe helping the 10 to 15, whatever's listening out there, helping those people get through whatever it is they're going through, maybe through relating through an experience that I'm going through my success, through my failure, through my trial, through my tribulation. So it was wild, because I went through a little drama with Viral Hip Hop News in June. And it wasn't till a couple weeks ago. It wasn't until a couple weeks ago till I really understood and realized, all right, Sam, wake up, get back to your root, get back to what got you here, get back to that consistency, get back to that flow and that drive and that will that got you over 4,000 or 5,000 subscribers in 3 months, that got you 100,000 subscribers in less than a year, that got you out of that 9 to 5 job that you absolutely hated in 3 months. Get back to that drive. See, what people don't realize is I used to take this very computer that I'm on right here to my 9 to 5 job, a job that, honestly, what time is it? It's Monday evening, Eastern time. It's almost 11 o'clock. For 10 years of my life, on Monday evening at 10 o'clock Eastern time, I was sitting at a job that I absolutely despised and could not stand, dealing with a boss that I knew I had more talent on my pinky nail than Homeboy had in his entire soul. And that wasn't to be cocky or arrogant. I just knew what I had to offer. I knew what I had in my shoes. I knew what I was bringing to the table. So it was humbling. It hurt me to have to sit in this position and deal with the people that I dealt with, and have to grind with the grind and not be compensated for the work that I was putting in for a decade. So I really committed myself and told myself, listen, man, if I got to bring this computer to the job, and work on it all night and hear the people say, well, what are you doing? And listen to this and listen to that. And while I'm doing it, get little to no views and do this and do that in order for me to gain success. This is what I was going to do. If I had to put up 40 videos, 50 videos, 60 videos a month in order to get the algorithm going that YouTube asked for you to be promoted in the channel, this is what I'm going to do. I will do whatever it takes to be successful because I'm sick and tired. I'm absolutely disgusted with the current position I'm in being normal and being regular. I have to take control of my destiny. Excuse me. I have to take absolute control over what I have going on and really make a way for my own. I was patient. I was humble. I had the will, and I wasn't taking no for an answer. And I seen the success, but then I forgot I wasn't consistent in that. And I'm not saying I wasn't consistent in viral because I was, but I wasn't consistent in build, always build, always build, always build. My grandfather always had a plan B. Like I said, I rarely seen this man ever work a job. I never seen a bill late. I never seen him stressed. I never seen him worry. We always had food. Why? Because he built a garden. If he needed to go hunt for food, he did. But we always had a garden. We always had vegetables. We always had the proper nutrition. We always had the work ethic. And see, now we got landscapers and things like this, but my grandfather didn't have a landscaper. We got up at 6, 7 in the morning. He grabbed rakes. We raked the leaves. We took care of business for our families. We took care of business for our household. We had proper property. We had his house sitting right here. Then we had my great aunt right here. Then I was here. We had family here. We had our own community. We had a village. And in this village, we were raising children, myself, my cousins. And this is why we have the work ethic that we have. But he never, ever got complacent, even in the garden, even in the success, even in the family barbecues where he can kind of watch over and see his family be happy and look and say, yeah, I did that. Even in all of that, he always remained consistent. He still got up at 7, 8 in the morning and made sure the little things were done to make sure that the foundation was sustained. Mistake that I made, Grandpop, I'm sorry, happy Veterans Day to you. That won't happen again. You got to remain consistent. You got to remain relentless in being successful. It does not end with a little victory here. It does not end with a victory there. It does not simply end with you gaining just a little bit of success, because just as fast as that success came, that success can go away. Just as fast as it came, it can go away. So don't let ego creep in the way and allow that success to blind and distract you from the fact that it can go away, because you're not a real boss and a real leader until you could pay the tax man in full and still be good. And that's just a fact. Like, you could say whatever you want. You could see your rappers and all these people styling and profiling like Ric Flair drip all day long, the nature boy. But you ain't the real nature boy unless you paying your taxes. You got that tax man taken care of in full. Your family straight. You really ain't got nothing to worry about. Until then, you have no reason to celebrate. You have no reason to claim victory. You got nothing but work to do. And that's another thing that drives me, is watching a lot of my peers, to be perfectly honest with you, not to get on them. And I'm not going to name any by names because I got true love for all of them. But as I scroll through social media, on the brief times that I do scroll through social media, I watch a lot of people out celebrating. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? I watch a lot of people celebrating. I watch a lot of people claiming victory on things that they have no victory about. I watch a lot of people hating while they sit around and do absolutely nothing. They do absolutely nothing but sit around and hate on other people. But they can't stop your success. What we do to them is we block them. Block them. Block. You know what I mean? We get them out of there. So, hey, man, it's all good, though. We let the haters hate. We use the haters as negativity as well. I said the haters are actually the lovers. You know what I mean? It's all gravy. It's all gravy. We don't let them trolls bother us. We winning over here. We winning over here. We winning over here. You know what I mean? Hairless face and all. I got another channel. It's called Sam and Uncut, where I allow people like that to kind of breathe and I get back in on them. But that's not the energy I'm throwing out here tonight. It's nothing but positivity this evening for the people that are riding a push up. Saying, man, on the 20-minute mark, talking about never being complacent, talking about never conceding to yourself, always grinding, always winning, always achieving, man. That's what we are all about this evening. Drop your area codes right now for the few people that are listening as I take a little bit of breaking to show y'all some love. Got the official Viral Hip Hop News hats. You should have that in the description box. I got Viral Hip Hop News official apparel. That is in the Viral Hip Hop News description box. I'll make sure that I have that and push up with saying that very, very soon. But yeah, man, don't allow your success, your monetary success to distract you. Don't allow a win here or there to distract you, just as equally as you don't allow a loss here or there to distract you. They're one and the same. It's just how you perceive it. You know what I mean? You could take a learning lesson out of all of it. And out of the learning lessons, that I could take out of this last year, 2018, which was an absolute amazing year, a year that changed my life forever. And that's the fact is because it had some of my biggest wins and some of my biggest defeats. And then all of that, it taught me some of my greatest lessons in each and everything that I went through in 2018 and finally becoming my own CEO, my own boss. You know what I mean? Looking at a lot of my peers and not my peers, excuse me, a lot of the people that I looked up to, you know what I mean? And really kind of just took word and took heed and put my own destiny in my hand and won from it, man. It was very successful. But before the troll got in here and kind of got me off my wheel, and I apologize for that. I was talking about my friends, man, being complacent and celebrating way too early. Like I see people at the club, I see people on their IG with the drinks or stunting or doing this or doing that. And it's not that I hate on that, or it's not that I have a problem with that, because you do what you do. You know what I mean? You do what you do. Whatever makes you happy, you go ahead and you do that. But I really don't understand what it is you're celebrating about while bills aren't paid. I don't see what it is you're celebrating about while, you know what I mean, your children don't have funds that you're putting a trust into already. I don't see what you're celebrating about when you don't have an S corp set up, LLC set up, et cetera, et cetera. Until you have all of these things set up and you have a foundation built, I don't see why you celebrate mediocrity. I really don't understand it. But some people love it. Some people get caught in the distraction of social media. Some people get caught under the distraction of a little bit of clout here or there, or they just want the allure, or they thirst for the feeling of acceptance, of feeling good, of being in the lights without putting in the proper work, to really sit there and be behind the scenes and look at it and go, damn, I did this and I did this on my own and no one could take this away from me. They'd rather take their few dollars that they got at their job and waste that and put that into stunting for 2 or 3 hours for people that really don't matter at all. I used to work in a nightclub. And like I said, on Monday nights, this would usually be a night where I'm sitting in a nightclub right now. You can bank on it. And I'm sitting there pretty miserable. And at the 11 o'clock hour, I'm watching people buy bottles and doing this and doing that. And it's the same people that I've seen in there year after year after year after year after year, doing the same thing year after year after year after year. It becomes a point when it's like, damn, like this monotony, this constant repetition of mediocrity, this is insanity. How do you allow yourself to do this? So even in that, I appreciate that job as much as I couldn't stand it, because it was a learning lesson nonetheless. Leave your area codes in the chat room right now. I'm not going to be on here long. I do have some work to do. I'm currently building overlays on Photoshop because God and I are we're going live. We do go live every week exclusively on Hip Hop News Uncensored, the Uncensored Truth podcast. We go live every Friday evening. So we're in the process of placing encoders and, you know what I mean, really elevating the broadcast. And I'm setting up overlays and things like that for all the channels so that you guys can see, you know what I mean, the great tools and capabilities that we have going on all the platforms. And, you know what I mean, just nonstop work. Anybody you see in here or any production that you see is done by myself or God. We don't have a team. We don't have an elaborate production team gathering information, doing lights, doing audio, finding information. That's all us all day long. 804-510, you already know. 973. Is the 510 good with the fires out there? Is everyone safe? Is everyone okay in California? I have plenty of family out there who I love and care about and worry about very much. I want to make sure everyone's good. I think 510 should be straight. How's South doing? You know what I mean? But yeah, man, peace and love to everyone out there watching. Push Up with Sam Man. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. 323, Cali's good. Coffee and Kush TV. I love it. I love it. I love it. The Wake and Bake podcast exclusively on Viral Hip Hop News. I mean, I talk about motivation and vegan lifestyle, and you already know Kush has everything to do with the vegan lifestyle. Good. I'm glad. That's what's up. That's what's up. Indeed, indeed. This is Push Up with Sam Man. About to get out of here, man. I'm just vibing with a couple of y'all real quick before I do. Drop the area codes for the other couple of people that are listening. I would love to show y'all some love. If y'all don't want to, hey, you just keep watching. If you're going to watch, hit the like button while you're doing that. I mean, let me know you're enjoying the content, please. That would be dope. I got a couple great videos lined up for you guys very soon. I got a son in Ventura County. He's doing good too. That's excellent. I'm very happy to hear that because it's real out there. 901 stand up. Indeed, indeed. Indeed, indeed. But yeah, like I was saying, I got a number of great videos coming up because when I first started this channel, I prided myself on, as I was going through my journey and being a vegan, been vegan for a couple of years now, 2.5 years, probably like that. I really started learning health and learning nutrition and things like that. And it was an amazing thing. And I want to share that with the people as well. So it's a lot of misconceptions when it comes to dieting. There's a lot of misconceptions when it comes to the food that we intake that I want to share and kind of break down. And I'm going to take that layer by layer and make sure that that video is done correctly for you. So I won't go live on that, but I'm building those videos up now. And I'll make sure to have those to you. Make sure that you watch those videos, share those videos. Let me know if you have any suggestions or you have any questions as far as workouts that you may want me to do. If you have any questions on, if you want to build with me, let me know. What age did you become vegan? I became vegan at 33. 32, like late, like 31, 32, I told myself, all right, I don't want to eat meat anymore. But I was a heavy meat eater. I love chicken, I love beef, I love ribs and all that. And I knew that it wasn't just going to be cold turkey. So I took myself off the pork. I took myself off the beef first. And then I just strictly ate chicken for a year. And then I told myself on my 33rd birthday, which is October 21st, that I was going to completely give it a chicken and go vegan or go vegetarian because I still love cheese. My aunt is a monster at macaroni and cheese, and Thanksgiving was coming up. I couldn't get rid of that, right? So I thought. So I got rid of meat completely October 21st, 2016. I started on my journey and was a vegetarian. And then the more I went through my journey and the healthier I was eating, the more the dairy started getting to me too. I was never really a milk drinker or never really heavy into the butter or anything like that, but I love cheese. So then once I gave the cheese up and went all the way vegan, I started really just schooling myself. But see, being a vegan is interesting because being a vegan, it doesn't necessarily tell you what you do eat. It tells you what you don't. You know what I mean? So not all vegans are very healthy and nutritious either. And a lot of things that they have nowadays, they really promote toward vegan because they know it's a trend and it's a wave that's beginning to get more and more popular. So you see a lot of advertisers advertising protein packed, protein friendly vegan meals to kind of get the consumer to run towards something that's high in protein. But we don't really understand what protein is, which is something I can't wait to talk about because that's one of the biggest misconceptions out here. And this is why you see dialysis buildings getting built day by day in your areas. This is why you see people with diabetes more and more because they promote this thing called protein that is not only, it's not good for you the way they say, but it's actually harmful for your body. I can't wait to talk about that. But let me get back in the comment section. I've been vegan off and on. I was 22, I'm 26. I'm trying to stick to it. I don't eat pork since I was 14. You're on the right track. You know what I mean? That's a great way to start. Got to start somewhere. And it's not easy in today's age when, like I said, they advertise the BS. It's so easily attainable to grab the BS. They try to sell you on the fact that eating healthy costs too much. And it really doesn't, because what people do is instead of going to the produce market and really schooling themselves on making fruits and vegetables delicious and consuming and appetizing to you, they'd rather go and buy the junk and buy the vegetables and then complain that it's too expensive. Well, if you didn't buy your chips and you didn't buy the steak and you didn't buy the nonsense and you really just committed yourself into buying the healthy food and then took the time to discipline yourself into making it correctly, then you actually find it wasn't that expensive. You can go into a produce market, your local produce market, and spend $30, $40 and come out with a massive amount of stuff that's going to last you about a week to 2 weeks. And then you figure 2 weeks, that's four, or 2 times 4 is a month. You're spending 80 to $100 on food that you can eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I think that's a lot cheaper than a lot of our grocery bills when we go in there and we're buying food for our husbands, our wives, our kids, the damn dog. All that gets expensive. You know what I mean? But a lot of people, they want to use the excuse, and it's nothing but an excuse, because a lot of the nonsense is delicious. I'm not going to hold you. They want to use the excuse that because I don't have the money necessarily or the resources to become a healthier eater, then I'm just going to eat this because I can't eat nothing. And that's even in itself a misconception. But we're going to get into that more. I'm very excited to start talking about that. I'm glad I had people stick around for that little bit of a conversation because I'm dope. I need to become vegan too. I am fighting cancer, and there's a lot of food I can't either. Foxy Lady, I'm going to pray for you. Foxy Lady, you can beat cancer. I'm 1,000% sure on that. I don't know. I don't care. It doesn't matter what type or what sort of cancer you have. A healthy lifestyle, a healthy way of thinking, a healthy way of living. I guarantee you anything that you have in your body could be absolved and could be taken away from you. I assure and I promise you that. And I hope that I could do my small part in just gaining you proper knowledge and little things here or there that maybe can help you in that. Let me just show you a soursop. It's excellent. It's beautiful for cancer. I was out in Jamaica, probably in August, and I had some soursop, the railway. Oh my goodness, absolutely amazing. You don't really get that in the States like that, but they are having fruit and different delivery systems that'll start delivering these things door to door. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. But anything can be cured with proper diet and proper nutrition. But this is a business, and if no one has a flu, no one needs NyQuil, and that shit stays on the shelf, and no one buys it. And if no one buys it, then someone's not getting paid, and we need money. You know what I mean? Let me see. Well, I don't know how that was hidden. Let me just pad that out there for you. Indeed, indeed. But I'm looking forward to having those conversations like I am. I'm still going to do the workouts. If you guys have any questions as far as home workouts, personal fitness, things like that, I'm really looking forward to getting on there and getting busy. Foxy Lady, you stay strong. We're going to stay strong with you. Indeed, indeed. Yup. Ariel Malone, Fruit and Roots on IG. I think that's ran by Shaka Bars, if I'm not mistaken, right? Or he definitely promotes for that. Yeah, buddy. But you got to switch to the raws, man. Get off of them blunts. It's no good for you either. Or get you a volcano or something. Do it all the way natural. Or eat it. I'll tell you a funny story real quick for the people watching right now, for my 420 users. I was at my cousin's wedding in California. Shout out. I think she's in the chat room right now. Oh, yes, sir. Even better, my dude. So now I'm out in California. I'm out in the 510. I got a lot of family out there. We just finished my cousin's wedding, which was out in wine country. Hot ass wedding, beautiful wedding. It's hot as hell. Unwinding, it was me and my fam. You know what I mean? We go ahead and roll up some of the white paper because my aunt's old school. Get a couple in the cipher, enjoying our life. I get a little hungry. Now, this was early on. This was years ago, so I wasn't really prepped on. You know what I mean? I wasn't really hip on the whole edible scene. So I got hungry, went in the fridge. I seen this big ass chocolate chip cookie. I said, word, this is just what I need right now. This is what the doctor ordered. Yeah, what the doctor ordered, all right, because it had 8 grams of highly potent THC on it. I don't remember what it was, but wasn't ready for that quite yet. Not at that stage of my marijuana growth. So after those 2 J's and the whole cookie, I laid down to get some rest. And when I felt like the walls, son, were closing in on me, and like I felt like my body and my soul were going to the hospital, but my body was stuck on the couch, and I was trying to get up to tell my aunt I needed to go to the hospital immediately, but I could not get up. I couldn't get up. The next day we go to San Francisco. Now, for those who have never been to San Francisco, it's a very beautiful place, but it's a very wild place. It's not a place you need to be on 8 grams of an edible cookie and whatever else. It wasn't a good experience, but that definitely, that was probably one of my wildest, highest experiences, and got me to where I'm at today, because it really doesn't, I've never been that high since when it comes to the marijuana. That cookie had me somewhere ridiculous, to say the least, man. But yeah, that should crack me up. Yeah, I mean, cuz throw a thumbs up in there if you remember that story. Is it me or is it weed different they smoking now compared to the weed from the 90s? Absolutely. Now, I can't really talk about the 90s because I wasn't smoking in the 90s. I was an athlete. I was a product of the 80s, child of the 90s. You know what I mean? 1983 to be exact. Bruh, 8,000 milligrams you're supposed to dose at it. Man, look, I almost died, bruh. It was a cookie about that big, had a big ass green cross on it. I think she got it from Oaksterdam. I'm not even sure, but I was not ready for that situation. Wasn't ready for that situation. And my mother, she's a hardcore 420 user, and she thinks anything I bring her now is laced. You got anything this ain't laced, is it? No, it's not laced. Why would I bring my mother laced Meryl? Lord Jesus. Because they used to smoking that Reggie. They used to smoking that Reggie. Something serious. So anything that smells anything less than some dirt, they sitting there thinking this got dust in it for sure. But this is a little bit more of a Sam Uncut conversation, even though weed is absolutely natural. The 90s was all homegrown OG then, absolutely. Who don't love that ocean grown? 770, what up? Weed is bad for you, says the alcoholics. Yeah, I'll sit back with my raw and my alkaline water all day long and argue that fact to the, you know what I mean? You already know. Drop the area codes, man. I see some people in here watching right now. I wasn't expecting to be on this long, but y'all got me in here vibing, and I'd rather be nowhere else. This is work for me. Northern Lights, indeed. 256 Alabama, stand up. Roll Tide, 302. Peace to you, big dog. 252 North Carolina. What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? You know what I mean? I don't know if Hip Hop News and Sense is in the building tonight, but throw your check mark in there, man. Let us know you're in the building. 225, what up? 415 Cali, stand up. Hopefully you all safe out there in Cali, man. It's wild out there. Be safe. Give me the thumbs up. Let me know you all good out there, big dog. Keyboard DFS. Mike Walsh, 316. Miranda, 313, stand up. 301, 202 DC. Skins, you already know. 6-3 in the NFC East. Number 1 in the NFC East. We'll see what we do. Our quarterback can't throw, but you know what? Redskins, we number 1 right now, so we'll take it. You know what I mean? LA, stand up. Hopefully y'all all safe out there in the LA area. You know what I mean? A lot of smoke in the air. Yeah, it's wild, man. It's crazy to look at. It definitely is. I was out in the LA area. I'm a product of Jersey, born and raised in Jersey, live in Jersey now. Spent some time in LA, probably around 2011, 2012. I was doing some singing, doing some modeling out there, trying to find some opportunity. And it was around the time that Hurricane Sandy happened out in Jersey. And at that time, it was never anything in Jersey quite like that. So when, you know what I mean, we seen that hurricane and fucking sharks going through the streets, it was something mind blowing. So I really feel for the people going through that in Cali right now. It's insane. I got a lot of family out there. I seen you talking about that ARF thing. Well, peace to you, man. You either saw that on Hip Hop News Uncensored or the Uncensored Truth. I don't think I dropped that on viral. So wherever you saw that, man, you jumped over here, and I appreciate you. You know what I mean? Definitely appreciate the support. I do personal fitness over here, home workout training, motivational speaking, you know what I mean? Food history, things like that. So if you're trying to get right, you know what I mean? Definitely rock with me over here as I go through the comment section. It seems like people fighting depression when they celebrate. And that's a fact. But you're right. It's the 6ix9ine shooting stage. Well, see, I usually don't get into hip hop over here. I usually leave that to the other channels, but I definitely will answer that question. Talked about that on the podcast. I don't think the recent one was. Now, the one with 50 at the whole Get the Strap video, I think that might have been a little bit of some Hollywood stuff. The situation where 6ix9ine was kidnapped and all that nonsense, I think that might have been Hollywood. But the situation recently in Beverly Hills with him and bulls are out there knocking, I think that might have been a little serious. So he carries the wrong kind of energy, and he really just has to be careful. What about Jade and Tight? What you think about that, John Boy? That's a great question. I'm glad you asked that question, and I'm definitely not answering that question right here. This is too safe and too, you know what I mean? I keep it positive on this channel, but you can see my response to that, or rather, you can listen to my response if you have an iPhone or a Android. We are exclusively on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, and the Uncensored Truth podcast will be addressing that issue with Jane Smith and Tyler, the creator. So make sure you stay tuned for that. That'll be dropping tomorrow morning. So for anybody in here, subscribe to our podcast, the Uncensored Truth podcast. That's exclusively with my bro on Hip Hop News Uncensored, and I drop syndicated episodes as well on Vile Hip Hop News. We rock out every day, pretty much as we can, and then we have the Wake and Bake podcast, and that's exclusively on Vile Hip Hop News. We've been recording episodes for that. Those episodes will be available also on all major online outlets, and you'll be able to visually see those episodes exclusively on Vile Hip Hop News real soon. 770 Atlanta, stay up. Finna go sell right now. Yeah, man. If you love your good podcast, you definitely got to go subscribe to the Uncensored Truth. We give it to you raw all day long over there, Pauls. We make sure that we uncensor the truth, as my man Monterey Moore likes to say. We uncensor the truth over there. We called ourselves the Uncensored Truth, but YouTube puts a lot of parameters and guidelines on things you could say while you continue your business and try to get paid. So the dope thing about the podcast on iTunes and the major online outlets is you can say whatever you want. The filter is off, so we get to go in the way we want to, and we did. We had a good time. 510. That's Oakland, right? Prez said you had. Indeed. Prez said he's done giving federal money. Well, we already know how that go. Man. But about to get out of here. It's 11:30 on the East Coast. I got some work to do. Like I said, I'm doing some encoders, trying to get this OBS encoder live situation correct and solidified so that we can give you a better visual and some more solidified content, man. Definitely enjoy the people rocking out. Almost been on here for an hour now. John Boy, Rocco. Let me see who else been rocking with me all night, man. Foxy Lady, 302 Boss, Damon Turner, Ariel Malone, Wadner Etine. I hope I said that name right. Peace to everyone out there, man. 973, Whitney Houston, stand up. Absolutely. Jersey, wait a minute. Is Jersey in the building? How's the weather in Vegas right now? This cold is hell in Jersey right now, man. I'm ready for summer to come back. Right after October, my birthday, I'm like, all right, it can get warm again. You can leave this cold right where it's at. That's why I'm trying to solidify this brand, because eventually, oh God, and I plan on getting some real estate in, man. And I want to buy a house out in Orlando or down south. The podcast name, I'm going to put that, matter of fact, I'll type that to you right now. Right there, big dog. Type that into iTunes or Google Play and you can find us. Matter of fact, I'll show the picture right now on my iPhone so you can even see the logo and see what that joint look like. That's the joint right there. October, stand up. Libras, where my Libras at? It's 40 to 50. Yeah, that's too damn cold. That's way too cold. And for those, matter of fact, I'll put this one up as well because that ain't the only podcast we got. Also got the Wake and Bake podcast. Boom. Those are both our podcasts exclusively on both our hip hop platforms. Go ahead and subscribe to both of those joints right now. Those are available on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, etc. If you have a YouTube channel and you're looking to gain success in your YouTube channel, looking to gain success, I am a Libra all day long, Libra gang, October 21st. If you're looking to gain success with your YouTube channel, we have an awesome hip hop mentorship program that's exclusively also provided with Hip Hop News Uncensored. You go and click that link in the description box. That should be in there right now to get further information on that. We give you personal hands-on training. Myself, oh God, we have a financial consultant by the name of Kansu out of Chicago, and an SEO, a search engine optimizer by the name of Darren. He is out of Indiana. All professionals, all CEOs in our own respective fields. October 9th, all day. Milk makes my nose run. Ha! I don't mess with that milk, man. I'm water all day long. I keep the alkaline strong. I do use a little coconut milk and things like that in my cooking. Sometimes almond milk, but even that, man, I try to stay disciplined and try not to go where the advertisers are. I appreciate people subscribing right now. I'm on my Chrome and I'm watching those people come through and subscribe. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. I'm going to ask y'all one more time before I get out of here. I've been supposed to get out of here. 11/7, you just had a birthday. Scorpio, happy belated to you. Absolutely. Drop them area codes one more time. Let me show y'all some love before I rock the bells and get out of here. Make sure you subscribe to all the channels. Push Up with Sam Ant, Viral Hip Hop News. Team Scorpio, indeed, indeed. Some of my best friends and some of my worst enemies are Scorpios. And I don't really have enemies no more. My son's mom's a Scorpio. She could say she's an enemy, but I got love. Ain't no enemy. You know how that go. Nothing but love. Libra, September 25th, stand up. 316 all day. 609. You from the 609? Princess Denise, you get an extra special round of applause. I too am from the 609. Jersey, stand all the way up. Always got love for Jersey in the building. Indeed, indeed. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. For those who aren't subscribed right now, I got some people in the building. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I come on here live and do live workouts. We do live builds. You know what I mean? We're going to get some food history in here. I'm going to break down all misconceptions when it comes to dieting so that we can have a healthy and full lifestyle. North Carolina, what it do? 205, what's up? Motown. Indeed. Love Detroit. Saying we need a vegan chef episode, bro. Cook something for us. You got it, man. I had something crazy. I had barbecue pulled pork, so to speak, but I used the sweet potato. So what I did was wash the sweet potato up, had the little cheese grinder. I grinded up a sweet potato so it had like shreds. It looked like almost like a hash brown kind of, so to speak. Throw a little olive oil in a cast iron pan, seasoned it up. I had some fresh garlic, onion, sage, basil, and I had a little liquid smoke in there and threw that in a cast iron pan. Chef that joint on up. Then threw a gluten-free, natural-based barbecue sauce. I liked it a little sweet, spicy at the same time. Whipped that joint on up. Made my own vegan mayonnaise. It was cashew-based. So what I did was I used cashew, nutritional yeast, lemon, and water. Threw that in the food processor. That got like a creamy consistency. Threw that on a piece of pita bread. Threw that over top with some slaw. Banging. Liquid smoke. Yeah, man. Liquid smoke's about $1.39. It's a gluten-free. It's in like your steak sauce, Worcestershire. I don't know if I said that right. It's in that section, in like your barbecue section. It's a gluten-free. It doesn't have many ingredients. You see that used a lot within vegan cooking, especially a lot of people that are trying to get off of meat. It's excellent. I love it. Avocado are awesome. Avocado mayo is dope. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'll cook that live. That's the easy one to get on. Definitely. Let me think what else I like to rock with. See, early on in my vegan process, I used to get a lot of the Beyonds and a lot of the diet and all of that stuff. But you realize a lot of that isn't good for you either because they've packed that with preservatives and things like that. Though the only true way to be a nutritious vegan and really gain the benefits from it is to just go all the way raw and just stick to your raw fruits and vegetables and learn how to get creative with those and build from those. That's the only way to go. You're a new vegan, Princess Denise, stand up. And you from Jersey, stand up. You can't go no wrong. Jersey vegans all day long. You know what I mean? When we sit in the Garden State, you got plenty of opportunity to grab very inexpensive produce and make that worth your while. You know what I mean? Always try to stay healthy. I don't eat too early in the morning. My day starts, I'm consistently probably about between 6:30 and 7 a.m. And I don't eat any physical food till about 10 a.m. I usually allow my body to rest and get itself going the first 3 or 4 hours of the day. What I'll do is I'll hydrate consistently. I'll have usually 2 cups of hot water and I'll have lime with that. And I'll make sure that that properly cleanses my body. And then once it's about 10:30, 11 mark, I'll have a bowl of strawberries. I'll sit on that for 10 minutes and then I'll have a mango. I'll sit on that for 10 minutes and then maybe around noon, I'll have a shake and then I'll get my day going from there. You know what I mean? But it's definitely, it takes discipline, especially when we're so accustomed to grubbing and eating a certain way. I'm half black and half Puerto Rican. So I had a grandmother from North Carolina, Seaboard, North Carolina, that was used to cooking and getting down. Like we didn't go to school with a bowl of cereal. She had French toast, bacon, eggs, grits, hash browns, and I was ready to knock all that out. Humbly, happily, ready to trash all that before school. Each and every day. If I went to my well house, it was rice, beans, pork chops, poke chops, rice, beans. Yes, I need all this. I need everything. I need the chicken, extra fried. I need the rice, extra greasy. I need all this. Yes, yes, yes. But you realize that, and I mean, the more you begin to gain knowledge in this is really not good for you. You know what I mean? And it's not easy to get off of these foods when you're so predisposed and preconditioned to get used to these certain kind of foods. And when you hear your stomach growl and you think that stomach growl is because you're hungry and you really don't understand what's going on, it can be hard to be disciplined in that. And that's why I'm more here to try to help motivate. It's never really been hard for me to be disciplined with my diet. It's something that's came easy to me. So I can help people in that. And the things that aren't easy to me, I'm going to come on here and testify, and maybe y'all can help me. So yeah, man, I'm finally going to get out of here. I'm getting long winded. I told myself I was going to get out of here 30 minutes ago, but now we sit here almost at the hour mark and we vibing and I'm loving it. You know what I mean? Let me read some of the comments real quick. How many meals do you eat per day? And what time is your last meal? That is a great question. I see, it depends on what you count as a meal because I will probably put something in my body. I fuel throughout the day. So if I start at 10:30, I'll fuel till about maybe 8:30, 9 at night, and then I'll shut it down. I was doing a fast going into my 35th birthday a couple of weeks. I went, what did I do? I did 16 on, 8 off. So I would not eat from the hours of 12 or from the hour, excuse me, of 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. That would be my only time in eating, 8 p.m. to 12 p.m. 8 p.m. to 12 p.m. Yes, I wouldn't eat anything. And I would just drink and cleanse and take vitamins and teas and things like that, herbs and things like that. So after doing that, I realized that I got kind of conditioned to a point where I didn't really have to eat too much because the more you eat, the more your body has to work to break down foods and break things down. And we all just our body needs a certain amount of amino acids. And after that, these amino acids go into certain places and they have to be wasted. And if they're not wasted, they sit in our organs and cause disease, which cause a lot of the ailments that we receive. You know what I mean? So I try to get my mind and get the perception of eating. I try to change that paradigm in itself. And I use the word fuel. I mean, I like to fuel myself. So I eat just to capacity, just to where I need to. And then I get up out of here. I don't try to overfeed myself or do anything crazy like that because the more you eat and the more you put into your body, the more your body has to compensate and work to break these things down. And that's where you start to begin to get the disease and things like that that you get. The reason why I started really getting on my health journey is because I know a lot of you notice I have alopecia. So I don't have hair on my eyebrows. I don't have eyelashes. I really don't have facial hair. And I was diagnosed with that disease when I was 7 years old. And at 7 years old, I mean, you don't have the information that we had now. My parents did the best that they can to take me to various dermatologists, to take me to various areas to try to get me care or try to find a solution to my problem. And it caused a lot of problems for me early on. I had a lot of self-conscious issues. It stopped me from fear, from doing a lot of things that I really could do out here. And the older I got and the more I got into nutrition, I really kind of gained an understanding and a belief that I'm 100% certain that because of the type of disease I have, which is alopecia, autoimmune disease, it sees hair as a germ and it attacks the germ, causing hair not to grow. Your hair is not dead. Your follicles aren't dead. They're simply dormant because your immune system are attacking these follicles, seeing them as a germ. If my immune system is seeing my hair as a germ, there must be something in my immune system that's lacking, What in my nutrition can I substitute for that, or put in that place to get that void that I'm seeking in my immune system? I'm on a journey in that. And although I walk in faith and I don't care what anybody says, and you hear your trolls and everything like that, and I'm cool with that because none of that stops me. I need to help that boy or girl that's dealing with this, that's 7 years old and are being made fun of in school. I need to have proper guidance so that I could help the next person, because it's very important. And although there's no cure in it yet, I'm 100% certain it comes from food, man. I'm 100% sure at the end of the day. So let me read a little bit more of these comments, man. Hit that like button, like my man Rocco said. Shout out to you, Rocco. I'm gonna make you a moderator if you don't mind. Throw you in there as a moderator. Anytime you in this chat room, man, you can do your thing in there. I appreciate you. You know what I mean? Indeed, indeed. But yeah, man, this is Push Up with Sam, man. Been on here for an hour. I don't even feel like I've been on here for an hour, man. This has been a great, great build. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend to subscribe to the channel. I see the people subscribing to the channel right now as I'm doing the excuse me, I'm about to say podcast. I'm so used to that. As I'm doing the broadcast right now, and I appreciate that. Indeed, indeed. Indeed, indeed. Appreciate each and every one of y'all. But yeah, man. Sam, man, CEO of Viral Hip Hop News. Get your Viral Hip Hop News hat in the chat room. Go get your information, further information on the Hip Hop Mentorship Program. Foxy Lady, appreciate you. Appreciate everyone from all your locations, from every walk of life you're at right now. Appreciate you. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, join the movement. You know what I mean? I'm trying to take this joint to well over 100K, just like I did Viral Hip Hop News in less than a year. You know what I mean? You're 40 years old. Well, I mean, we ain't too far off. And this is why we kind of relate. I'm not quite 40 yet, but I'm in my 30s. I'm an 80s baby. You feel me? So our perspective is probably one and the same. Where you from? If you don't mind me asking before I get up out of here. I've been saying I've been getting up out of here for since about 20 minutes. You know what I mean? Long-winded as hell tonight, but it's fun. I'm enjoying it. Bronx, stand up. All day long, the boogie down. That's where my son's mom is from. Y'all got some ferocious ones out there, boy. Whew. Bronx people don't play. Every time I stop smoking, that's what happens to me. I say you're intense. All sick of brain. MJ. Word up. Jenny Love, appreciate the love. Indeed, 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 indeed. Anybody have any questions before I roll out of here? Personal fitness, anything before I get out of here, man? 70s, baby. Somebody called me Sandman. That's funny as hell. I hear Sandman all the time. And that's dope. I'm about to take that on. It's like an alter ego or something, but it's actually Sam Ant. SAMANT. Where I get that name from is my first name is Sam. My middle name is Anthony. So I take the two, Sam Ant. Bop, bop. You know what I mean? Very simple, very plain. Ain't nothing too much to that. But Sam, man, that shit dope. I'm about to have to use that somehow. Facts. I'm not going to say that out loud because of the situation. But facts. Facts on facts on facts on facts. D, men's facts. BX all day. I love New York, man. We actually were out in New York, Oh God and I, for the podcast in Manhattan. Caroline's on Broadway. TK Kirkland was out there in late October. He had a comedy album release party, and we did a dope set out there. We're going to hopefully, we're in talks with the people over there. We're going to have a residency over there at Caroline's on Broadway in Manhattan. Legendary comedy club. It's awesome. We need a vegan cook-up. Rocco, that's coming, big dog. That is coming. I'm going to see what I could do. See what that's going to take is I'm going to have to get somebody to record me. I got this nice little contraption right here that I take on the road with me. So what I could do is I put my phone in there like that. Then I could bust that light on. And then kind of, get my record on. So I probably have my little man, the Will. He's 10 years old, but he's into the media. He's probably going to go to high school in further his career in media and take over the family business once he gets able to. But probably have him record me do a session, and I don't know if I'll do that live. I'll make sure my kitchen's clean, or I'll record that and make sure I chop that up. But I'll definitely have up some food for y'all, some of my juice recipes. Indeed, 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 indeed. I've been trying to go vegan, but you know I'm Puerto Rican nigga from the Bronx. Man, look, I'm Puerto Rican too. Like I was saying earlier, I don't know if you caught me. I'm half black and half Puerto Rican. I got my grandmother. She's from Seaboard, North Carolina. God rest her soul. I got my grandmother, a Puerto Rican grandmother who's from Guayama. God rest her soul. So it was either for breakfast, I was having French toast, bacon, sausage, grits, hash browns, home fries, or I was at my abuela's house and I was having rice and beans, pork chops, chicken, stew. Man, look, what a beautiful feeling to be winning. And the smell, my God. That being said, I watched my grandmother, who I adored, go through some of the most brutal stages of stomach cancer that I've ever seen anybody go through. I watched her deteriorate. And I know that had something to do with her diet. I watched my other grandma, God rest her soul, her beautiful soul that it was, lose a leg get amputated, her go through diabetes before she had to finally pass on to the next level. You know what I mean? And these are two beautiful souls whose lives, excuse me, ended abruptly. And I have no doubt in my mind that was because of diet. You know what I mean? I saw your ARAB story. Hey, I appreciate that. That's another person that came over that was watching on Hip Hop News Uncensored that's following me now. I appreciate you. Make sure you subscribe to not only this channel, but Viral Hip Hop News and the other channels and various platforms we have going on, because we talk on a number of platforms. We get it in. Texas, man, do I love some Texas. I was out in Texas, Austin, Texas, a couple years ago for the South by Southwest tour. You know what I mean? Doing my music thing. So dope. So dope. Lord, I love Texas. What a great place. I know it's all right. We all live. I don't have any of my grandparents nowadays. All I have is their, you know what I mean, their souls that I take with me. Those are the ancestral tree that I walk with every day, and my grandparents. I tell people all the time, my lady, she still has her grandfather. I believe he's definitely in his mid to late 90s now. And I tell her to take advantage of that opportunity every day and get that wisdom and get those gems from him, because once he's gone, you can't get those back. And those are things that's your history book. So make sure you tap personally into that history book and gain all that knowledge, because it's important. You know what I mean? Y'all think y'all going to get dark low? That's a great question. I'm very optimistic, but it remains to be seen, man. We reach out to people all day, every day, and we're in a field right now, you know what I mean, where it's tainted by a lot of people doing a lot of you know what I mean? They don't do it. They don't treat the game the right way. So we try to make sure our brand remains at a high standard and objective in everything that we do, whether or not it may be popular or whether or not it may be the normal what to say. We make sure that we're objective in everything that we do. And people out here in the industry are beginning to gain an appreciation for that. And I know that OGOD was in talks with a couple of Dark Low and ARS representatives. They're getting great builds, and hopefully we can have Dark Low in the building, man. Definitely. I would love to see that and have a conversation with him. Indeed. Texas is where it's at, man. Yeah, I miss my grandmothers. I miss my grandfathers, man. My grandfather, I was talking about him early on my mother's side, absolute boss, sharpshooter in World War II. He worked high-tail security in the Bureau of Engraving and Printing in Washington, D.C. And my other grandfather, my Puerto Rican grandfather, Sam Sr., was just an absolute pimp and boss and Mac. And Lord knows we could talk about him all day. I was so embarrassed by this CoinTel stuff and Vast Questions academic Chirac channel messed it up. Hey, man, we addressed that. I'm glad you brought that up. Make sure you stay tuned for the podcast tomorrow morning, because that won't be dropped on YouTube, the conversation that we had in regards to academics and Vlad, because we got great response, but we also got a lot of flack from that as well. You know what I mean? And we responded to some of the people that may have called us haters or haters on Vlad, or said, not haters on Vlad, excuse me, haters on academics, or hated or said that we gave Vlad a pass. We discussed all that. We had fun with that. I love your show. Keep it 100. Hey, I keep it 100 because of y'all. Y'all motivate me to do that. I appreciate y'all. I've been on here for an hour now, rocking it. Don't even feel like it. Nah, they don't. They don't. And we can get into that on another channel, and we will. We definitely will. We'll get into that. We'll discuss that. Academics is a good kid. Hey, we got. And I'll say this real quick on here, and this isn't the channel for that, but it's all good. I'll vibe with y'all as y'all talking about it. Got no problem with academics. Academics is from New Jersey. I got love for anybody from New Jersey. I said this on my Twitter. You look at the Joe Budden podcast, you look at DJ Academics, you look at Vile Hip Hop News, you look at Hip Hop News Uncensored. You can't go and type in anything hip hop and not see one of those four names. All four of those names are in Jersey. So I got nothing but love for that. I got nothing but love for that. I just feel like you have a responsibility once you start gaining popularity and notoriety out here to make sure that you do it objectively and you do it the right way. And if you're going to say things about people, make sure that you have enough in you to deal with the smoke that comes with it. Now, if I have anything that I say on the podcast that someone out here in the entertainment industry may disagree with, I'm always going to make sure I'm respectful and objective, but I'm not going to sugarcoat anything, and I'm not going to sit there and tickle anybody's ego. So if I say something that may ruffle your feathers, you have every opportunity to come up to me man to man, and we can have a real discussion and make sure that situation is handled. I have no problem with that. But I think a lot of the things that people have a problem with, especially in the industry when it comes to him, is he'll say his little things, but he's not willing to back that up face to face. And that's just I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm not really, like I said, I don't hate on the dude. I pay him his homage because he was one of the first to do this. He was one of the first to be successful in it. And he's sitting there toe to toe with your Breakfast Clubs, your Hot 97s, and your major backed and financed machines out here when it comes to hip hop, and he's sitting there neck to neck with them. So you can't hate on that at all. But you can't say we hate on him either, because that's just not true. When you got two individuals like myself and old God who we do our own audio, we do our own visual, we do our own editing, we finance our own product. Everything that you see is 100% owned and ran by us. You know what I mean? No one's in our ear to tell us this. No one's in our ear to tell us that. How can you say that we hating on anybody? We ain't hating on them. And nothing. And what do we get from hating on anybody? That's not even the level and the energy that we give out there. You know, we keep it objective and we keep it 100, but we always keep it positive. And that's the main premise of it. We ain't out here trying to condone the drama and the nonsense. That's not what we do. I did say a lot of that Chirac stuff was WWE-esque for sure. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, hour and 10 minutes. Appreciate y'all. Stay independent. Don't get caught up with the machines. Nah, we're not going to get caught up with the machines. And a lot of people have been telling us to stay independent and don't sell out. And this is what I'm going to say to that. We will never sell out as long as you guys continue to buy in. And that means a lot, because a lot of people have problems with your Vlad TVs, and a lot of people may have problems with your academics, and they'll express that in the comment section, and they'll express that on their various platforms, and they'll express that, and they'll express that, and they'll express that. Meanwhile, feeding energy. And then you have people that are self-made and self-promoted, and they're almost ignored until they get to a certain level to where it's accepted, or to where it's acceptable for you to now bring them into that door or bring them into that avenue where it's like, okay, yeah, they're popular now, we can rock with them. Now you gotta rock out, and you gotta support the people, the independent people that's out here doing it real early and often, so that you can ride the wave. You know what I mean? You never want to get on the wave while it's too late. You don't want to be the last to the party. You know what I mean? You got to treat this shit like a stock investment. You got to see the investment early. You got to see the potential in it. You got to see the gain in it. You got to get in there while it gets hot, so that you can get involved with that kinetic energy and ball and get steamrolled right with them. You know what I mean? And a lot of people in here that rock with us early, that rock with us often, these names we don't forget. So we run into your city, you know what I mean? Yo, we remember you, blah, blah, blah. You got open door, you got open access. You immediately become family. Don't get on the wave before it's too late. If you don't want us to sell out, you must buy in, because we cannot do this for free forever. And we don't do it for free now. And that's on the strength of y'all. We make sure that we get the support when you guys hit that like button, when you watch, when you share the videos, when y'all do your thing. All that's so important. All that's very, very important. You got to continue to buy into us so that we never can sit back and go, this is why we sold out. And that's why I think a lot of people sell out, because they're just impatient in the process. And they think that they need that quick gain as opposed to sticking it out and having faith in what they have going on, which is something that, yeah, I mean, we definitely take pride with, but also making sure that the people that rock with you buy in. Definitely. Definitely. Word. Shout out, Demons. Shout out to both of them brothers, man. Like I said, I definitely know who you said you compared me to. I've watched a lot of his content. I got respect. I know both of them. So shout out both of them brothers for sure. Shout out to both of them brothers. But yeah, I'm about to get out of here, man. I'm about to go praise the Most High and finish up some work. Just push up with Sam, man. Please, everyone, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button on your way out. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. I want to see 1,000 people over here in the next 2 weeks or so. I definitely think we can make that happen. So let's get 1,000 over here in the next couple of weeks, man. So this is Sam Ant, CEO of Vile Hip Hop News, DLS Media Incorporated. Push up with Sam Ant. Amsterdam, what up? What up? What up? Rocco, you know what, guys? I'll be on in the morning. I got in the gym this morning, but it was kind of busy, so I really didn't. I really didn't get on live and vibe with y'all. But tomorrow morning, I'll be in there for a live workout, so we'll talk. If you're on in the morning, probably around 9:30. Nah, not 9:30. I'm bugging. Probably around 11 a.m. Eastern time. I'll jump in the gym for a quick session. All right. So peace out to everyone in there, man. Bless up. Drop the Mary code before we get out of here, man. And I'm out. Sam, man. One love. Peace.